Welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. Welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Today we're going to talk about a crystal that I have never talked about. Why? Because I can't bloody afford it. That's why. I haven't been able to get a piece. Every time I've been at a big show or somebody's offered it me, I've said, oh, I love it, but yeah, too much money for me, I'm afraid, at the moment. But today is a different story. I did manage to get a piece that I could afford and I thought was worth it. So let's talk about one of the only crystals that I put to an equal level of power, of greatness, of amazing, intense power, that my first mentor put a piece in my hand, which was a ring, and blew me away as well. So I actually thought it was Moldavite, actually, and it's very, very close to the energy of Moldavite, as close as you will get an earthly crystal. So here it is. It's in there. Come out. Okay, let's get it out. Now, this, my dear friends, is not cut and polished. It's how I like it. It's in its raw formation. So let me just take this sticky stuff off it, which is holding it there. Oh, I can feel it already. And when you handle this crystal, you can feel it in your head. It's incredible. Your head starts to buzz. Incredible. No, it's not dangerous. No, it's not toxic. No, it's not filled with radiation. Calm down. Say hello to a genuine, beautiful piece of Alexandrite. Yeah, you can't see it. What you're looking at, it looks like a bloody piece of stone. Well, when you shine the light in it, you can see the vibrancy and the colour in this stone. It's incredible. But yeah, this is a genuine piece of Alexandrite. Phenomenal, really. Your head buzzes when you hold it. Rare, unique, and goddamn expensive. Actually more expensive than diamond. And it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal stone. What do I know about it? Not that much, actually, apart from its energy. I used to have a piece that I wore around my neck for probably about 3 years until somebody bought it from me. Do I wish I sold it? Yeah, I probably wish I'd have kept that piece. But this one is extraordinary. It's beautiful. So I've been working with this now 2.5 weeks. And I'm not disappointed at all. I'm actually, if you're wanting to do some deep meditation and go very deep into that, then this is the crystal for you. So I believe, I don't look into these things much, but I believe it's from Russia. I'm gonna get slapped now. No, it's not. The colours of it, well, I think there's different formations of colour, green to blue, to red, different colours, I believe. But this is incredible. When you shine a light in it, you can see the colour come out. It's just phenomenal. So what do I like about Alexandrite? Yeah, well, we're starting from the beginning, because I actually talk about Alexandrite to my friends all over the world. I actually give talks on Alexandrite and its power. So I should really have more pieces, but yeah, I don't have that many. Like I say, it's getting like, well, no, Moldavite's nearly getting to the point of Alexandrite. So it's like, yeah, interesting. So what do I know about Alexandrite as a healer who works with this crystal? I wore it around my neck, and I believe it was the beginning of my journey. So it was the first 6 months. And I got a piece. You're probably not going to believe me if I told you how much I paid for it, so I'm not even going to say. I bought it because it was worth twice as much. That's the only reason why I bought it. And it was basically kind of like a half gift. Look, I'm giving it to what I paid for it 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Okay, I'll take it. And because I held it in my hand, it felt pretty awesome. And I remember my first mentor who put a piece in my hand, which was a ring. It was only a little tiny piece, and I could feel its energy, and I said, oh, this is amazing. So once I got over the initial shock of the payment, took a while, I started working with it, and I actually left it in my room just as it was. I thought, I'll just wait till the energy of how much it cost me is gone, and then I'll just work on it when I'm ready. So within the 6 months of working with it, I started to recognize the energy where it most needed to be at the time, which was around the forehead. So it could have been the temple, or it could have been the forehead here, or wherever it would sit. Now the piece I got was half the size of this, and it was more flat, but it was similar to this, actually, very similar to this. Did I pay that much for this? Like, it's serious. Sometimes I forget. I lose the plot, but yeah, anyway. So putting it on the third eye and then starting your healing work, where you might start at the base, you might start at the feet, and then you work your way up and you get to the crown chakra. I found a lot of the times when leaving that crystal there for the hour, an hour and a half, it would do its magic on its own. I didn't really need to place my hand above the crystal, because the crystal would be working its magic. Just like Moldavite, really. And at the end of a session, people would say, wow, the colours, what I felt. And I realised that these people had never experienced a healing session before. So I found that Alexandrite was a great introduction into the spiritual awareness, which is definitely that what I believe Alexandrite is. I believe it's a very powerful crystal to awaken your intuition, to restart, relight, ignite the flame within, and to definitely cause some kind of energy disruption to whatever. If your pineal gland is messed up, it reawakens it. I don't know whether it decalcifies it. I mean, that's to do with probably other things, but it definitely kickstarts the psychic ability and the work. So I used it a lot in meditation, and I just used to hold it in my hand in meditation. I felt really deep messages from the spirit world. So it's a real connector to the spirit world. Now, we connect every day to the spirit world, and we basically forget that we have an ability to connect to our family and loved ones in spirit. But because we sabotage our body with fear and non-foods and emotional trauma and all of the nasty stuff that's around us with negative energy and 4+1G and all of that crap that's around us, we're always bombarded to a point that we can't attune properly. When I had this beautiful crystal in my hand, I found myself connecting much easier. There was, out of 3 or 4 times that I claim, and I believe I did hit the energy of nirvana, that energy where you were at your highest frequency and your body actually vibrates. And the only way you can describe it is, and I know this is going to freak a lot of people out, but when you make love to somebody, at the point where that point is where you go, oh, well, times that by 100. Or you might go, ah, oh, shut up, Mark. So when that ecstasy feeling, times that by 100, there's no words. You can't put it into words. You can't find any words in the dictionary to understand that feeling, to write that feeling down. So the few times that happened to me, 1 or twice was definitely Moldavite, and I definitely know 1 was when I had a piece of Alexandrite at the beginning of my awakening. So what is Alexandrite? It's more than a Herkimer diamond, in the sense of it rapidly elevates your energy, expands your energy and mind and your thoughts. It magnifies every part of your spiritual being. It connects you more to your consciousness, and there's more of a frequency that's around you that vibrates so that you listen to yourself, not your brain, but your true being, the consciousness that lies within, that never dies, the real you. So that is quite a powerful statement, but it's true. It's magnificent. Now, there was a time when I was in Bali and I met about 7 or 8 healers. And one of the healers that I met, he had a ring. And I met another healer who had a ring. And the healer that had the ring had a red ruby in his, gold and a red ruby. And it was kind of like nicely polished in a dome. And he would use that on your third eye. The other guy had a piece of Alexandrite, and it was a smaller ring, and he would do the same. And I felt the difference between the ruby and the Alexandrite. The ruby was more of a gentle energy. It was more of a love energy. Like you could feel the love, whereas the Alexandrite was a spiritual, a football boot in your face. And you could feel it. So if you were to ask me, well, what's the difference between Moldavite and Alexandrite? I would say one is more of an extraterrestrial energy that connects to the extraterrestrial, the other worlds. But this Alexandrite connects you to yourself and your higher self, so that you can connect predominantly to the spirit world and the psychic energy that's around you and within you. My eyes are going weird because I'm holding this, and I said it seems all about up here all the time. So my eyes are going weird and buzzing. So that's normally a case of whatever's happening. There's a lot of detoxifying going on in a spiritual level on my head. My third eye is pulsating, and my crown chakra, it feels like somebody's ripping my head, pulling my head apart like that. And just here feels like somebody's opened my head up. So the feelings that I'm getting are quite powerful, and they always are with Alexandrite. Now, I'm not saying you should run out and get one. That's not what I'm saying. I just want you to know that I have worked with Alexandrite, and it's one of my favorite crystals, but I don't normally talk about it on here because, well, it can be like, oh, well, I can't even afford that kind of thing. And it's like, at least with Moldavite before, you could at least go and buy one for 30 or 40 euros. But Alexandrite, it's extremely rare and expensive. So I guess it's more of a conversation. I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong here. Maybe you might be able to find it much cheaper than me, but I know nothing about whether it's faked. I just know that when I come across a piece, it's normally in its thousands. I was at 3 or 4 shows and I saw gem quality Alexandrites for sale, and they were anywhere between, I don't know, 3,000 for a tiny piece to, I think, 65,000. I saw one piece, maybe 70 or 80,000. So it depends what quality. Like I said, it's more expensive than diamond. That's what I've seen in my experience in the shows. And there is something about Alexandrite that I spoke to a shaman about at the very early beginning, and they said to me that it's a very important stone in this world, and it's used, or it was used by kings, queens. It was used in the greatest of talismans. I'm not so sure if I'm right in saying it's in Fabergé, but I do know it's used in a lot of very, very important pieces in the world. As they said, it was used in spiritual tools as well a long time ago. So it's an interesting crystal. Somebody once asked me, is there a connection between extraterrestrial and this crystal? I never felt anything extraterrestrial. That's Moldavite for me. I always feel something far different. This is a powerful crystal for you and for your energy, and to help you attune and become stronger in all aspects of the spiritual and the connection between the space suit, which your body is, and the spirit that you are. I think that's it. I think that's my first video on Alexandrite. I can't believe it's taken so long. But yeah, I actually can talk a lot about. I could probably keep going for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and tell you some of the stories that have happened with this crystal, which would blow you away. But suffice to say, I think 15 minutes is enough, and it's my little intro into Alexandrite. And maybe one day I might come across a few more pieces, but until then, yeah, I'm going to now upload this on Bajerski.com, and somebody is going to be very lucky to have this piece of Alexandrite. Oh, take care.